Hello, this is Mr. Sherry with Great Northern Books. I'm here today to talk about a few of the books you're going to find at the book fair this fall. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be at the book fair, but I've read a lot of great books this summer, and I want to share a few of those with you now. The first book I want to talk about is a book called Haunted Museum. This is going to be a series. The first book in the series is called The Titanic Locket. This is a story about two girls, Jessica and Samantha. They're with their family in England, and they're ready to go on the adventure of a lifetime. A ship called the Titanic II has been built, and this ship is going to retrace the original route of the Titanic. The family is booked on the ship and ready to depart from England. Before they leave, they're going to visit a museum. The museum is called the Haunted Museum. Now they're going to visit here because one section of the museum is dedicated to the Titanic. So they want to visit this section of the museum, learn a little bit about the Titanic before they set off on their trip. Now when the girls get to the museum, one rule they find is there are signs everywhere that say, do not touch this display. Well, the girls are following the rule until they reach this one room where they find a locket. Now the locket was a locket that was found on the Titanic after it sank. And the girls really want to know whose picture could possibly be in the locket. And so Jessica picks up the locket, opens it up, and looks at it. She puts it back in the display, and they leave the museum. Now they get to the ship, and things are a little bit different than they thought they would be. It seems as though the ship might be haunted, and it also seems as if the locket is following them. What did these girls do? Did they cause something to bring ghosts to the ship Titanic II? Kind of an exciting story about what happens as they go on their voyage. Another book, this is a series of books, the same author that wrote the Dog Tags books, is called Tides of War. This is a story about a sailor. His name is Corey McNabb, and Corey has recently washed out of the Navy SEALs, the most elite fighting unit in the world. But he has now joined another unit called the Navy Marine Mammal Program. So he's working with a dolphin named Kaj, and together they train for search and destroy missions. Now what happens in this book is an American submarine has disappeared, and Corey and Kaj are the ones assigned to find the missing submarine. Also assigned to this duty is a unit of Navy SEALs. And when the SEALs get in trouble, it could be up to Corey to be the one who rescues them. So if you like war stories, and if you like to read about mammals, dolphins, and the things they're trained to do, this is a story I think you would really enjoy. Sinister Sweetness is just kind of a fun story. A girl named Lorelei struggles with school. She's got an older brother who picks on her. Mother is gone, father has remarried, and stepmother isn't very nice. They're getting ready to go to a wedding. She's not very excited. She has to be a flower girl at the wedding, and she's not excited about this. It's about 3 days before school starts, and just before they leave for the wedding, their school burns down. Now the family lives right across the street from the school, so they get to see it burn. They go on their trip, they come back, and when they come back, a new school has already been built. How could this be possible? Now the new school is a private academy called Splendid Academy. Now the mother-in-law, the stepmother, thinks that this is a place where the kids could go to school. Even though it's a private school, she's hoping it won't be too expensive. The other school, middle school, is clear across town, and she's not anxious about driving the kids to school every day. So when she goes over to talk to the principal of the school, she finds it is a private school, but there is no charge. The kids can come free of charge. And what the kids find when they get there, the rules are quite a bit different from any school they've ever been to. First of all, the food is fantastic, and you're required to be there for breakfast and for lunch. And breakfast and lunch can be whatever your favorite food is to eat. When the kids go to their classrooms and they get in their desks, when they open their desks, the first thing they find is bowls of candy. It's always their favorite kind of candy, and they're allowed to eat all they want anytime they want. If you want to go in the halls and talk on your cell phone, you can do that. If you want to visit with your friends, you can certainly do that. This is a different kind of school. But what Lorelei notices is that the kids at the school are changing. Everybody's eating these huge breakfasts. these big lunches, snacking all day long, and they seem to be gaining some weight. What is going on here? There's something sinister happening at this academy. The book is called The Sinister Academy. Loki's Wolves, this is the first book in a trilogy. If the kids who like Rick Riordan's books, you know, the Percy Jackson books, this is a story I think they would enjoy. These aren't the Greek gods, these are the Norse gods. And the premise of the story is the descendants of the Norse gods all live in a town in South Dakota, a town called Blackwell, South Dakota. The main character in the story is a boy named Matt Thorson. He's 13 years old, and he is a direct descendant of Thor. Some of his classmates, for example, are Lori and Fenn Baki, and both of them are direct descendants of Loki. Now in this story, the gods are back to destroy the world, but the gods, the Norse gods who saved the world, are gone. So it's up to the descendants to do this, and Matt is the chosen person for this job. Now to begin his task, he has to do two things. Hidden somewhere in the Black Hills of South Dakota is Thor's hammer and Thor's shield. The first thing he has to do in his task to save the world is put together a group of people who can go on the quest and find the hammer and the shield. That's what this book is about. This is the first book in the series. The series will be a trilogy. Iron-Hearted Violet is a princess. She is an only child, and she seems to get into a lot of mischief. She's kind of a plain child, but she has a great imagination, and she loves to tell stories. As a matter of fact, her ability to tell stories may cause her a problem in the story itself. She meets a boy named Demetrius, and together they become good friends, and one thing they like to do is explore the castle. And one day, exploring the castle, they find a book. This is a forbidden book with a forbidden character called the Nibus. Now the Nibus is an evil character who's been banned from their world. This character is trapped inside a mirrored world, and he wants to escape. Now the book itself is the key to this creature escaping. And so when the kids find the book, how they retell the story is either going to help free this creature from this world, or it will be the demise of the creature. There's also an ancient dragon who plays a role in the story. The story is called Iron-Hearted Violet. I think these would be some great reads from the book fair. Hope you are looking forward to going down and finding some of the books that we have there at the book fair. Check out some of the titles I talked about. Lots of other great reads there also. Thank you for your attention and listening to the book talks, and hopefully I'll see you next year at the book fair.